Hey, it's Becky with A Better Way to Homeschool. Welcome to another amazing interview chat that we have planned for you today. I am so excited about today's subject. We're going to be talking about music and the importance of wrapping music into your homeschooling. And then we're going to get some amazing tips and tricks to equip us to bring music into our homeschool. Now, I'm not a musician where I have super magic powers in order to equip you. So I have something better. I have my blogger friend, Gena Mayo, with Music in Our Homeschool here with us today. And she is going to be sharing all about music and the tips and tricks to incorporate it into our kids' lives, not just their lessons. But before I have her talk, I met Gena in one of the blogger groups that we belong to. I actually don't remember which one it is or where it lives on the internet. However, I have fallen in love with her heart for reaching kids and just ministering music. So Gena, welcome.
Thank
Welcome.
you.
And I wanted you just to share a little bit about yourself, a little bit about your family, and then a little bit about music in general.
Okay. So I am a homeschool mom of 8 children. And yes, 8 children. They range in age from 7 to 18. My 2 oldest graduated from high school this year. So they will be heading off to college next month.
Wow.
But I still have 6 at home.
Oh,
And I have always been a musician. I got my degrees in music in college, and I've been teaching music ever since in different ways. So a few years ago, I realized that I just really had a passion for helping homeschool moms include music in their homeschools, and started hearing all of the different things that they had trouble with. Maybe it was financial, or they didn't know what to teach, or didn't have the skills themselves. So my website, musicinourhomeschool.com, is all dedicated to giving them the tips and resources they need to include music in their homeschools.
Very cool. Now, as a musician, what do you play? What?
My main instrument is my voice.
Okay.
I'm a singer. I also play piano.
Okay.
My husband plays guitar, and my children play lots of different instruments: violin, guitar, piano, saxophone.
Very cool.
Lots of instruments. So
we have. I like to hurt people's ears with singing. I don't have a bad voice, but I don't have a trained voice. We have 5 sons in our little corner of the world. And one of them, our 17-year-old, is a self-taught musician. He is, he's very disciplined, almost to the point of being compulsive, which is beautiful with music. So he's taught himself to play the guitar. And last year when we went on vacation, the rental house had a piano in it. And when we entered, my husband and I walked through and we're like, wow, where's the radio? And then we realized he was playing the piano, and we looked at each other like, when did he learn to play the piano? Because we don't have a piano.
Oh, that is so neat to have those talents.
Oh, it's amazing. Okay, so before we get going deep, I'll say this a couple times. In the description of this interview chat, there's a printable for you that will have the links to help you find the interview again, and to help you find the classes and the resources that Gena has for us to bring music into our home. And then I have a goodie for you too. And there's secret codes in there to help you get discounts. Now they're time sensitive, so you need to take advantage of them now. But so I want to let everybody know that there is a printable available. But Gena, when it comes to music, one of the things that early on in homeschool, I had a veteran mom she was talking about how to reach our kids' hearts and instill this love of learning. And she told me back then that when you have a subject, no matter what it is, you want to teach about a highlighter, you want to touch that subject from as many different angles as possible.
Hmm.
And so you would read about it and you would explore and feel and listen.
Mhm.
If there's a food connection where you can connect,
Yeah.
different yellow foods with it, she said, but never neglect the music,
Oh, that's
because
neat.
if you can get music in there in that lesson, then you're also building an emotional tie or memory that will help the kids recall that information forever.
Right.
So with that premise, that's why I'm so excited about you sharing about homeschool music. But
Hmm.
it can be overwhelming for people that are not musically inclined. So I think you have a treat for us. I think you have a list of easy ways to incorporate music for us. Is
Yes,
that
I
right?
do. I
Yay.
do.
Okay. And it's a big number. So I'm going to try and be quiet and let you take it away. But Gina has 16 easy ways to incorporate music into homeschool. And I'd have to just take the word homeschool out and say life.
Yeah,
Right?
definitely.
Adding.
Anyone can do this.
So take it away, Gina. Okay. I'm ready.
All right. And I do believe that Becky linked to a webpage where I have this in a printable too, this
Oh,
list, as
oh,
well as a lot of the links for the resources I'm going to share. So,
oh, okay. I'm going to look for the
yes.
link while you're talking. So, okay.
Okay. Yes. All right. So, the number one way that you can share music in your homeschool is to use movies.
Oh,
Um, this
that's
is a
fun.
really easy one. I know all of us love to watch movies. So it could be something like using one of those biopics that are out today. Find one that's appropriate for your kid's age. But I love to watch musicals. So movie musicals like The Sound of Music or Singing in the Rain, Annie, some great musicals. So that's number one way that you can, a very easy way, get some music into your homeschool. Number two is books. There are some amazing books, and it seems like every year authors are coming out with more beautiful books, more interesting. And so, what you could do is you just pick out a topic. It could be an instrument that you want to learn about, the trumpet or the organ, maybe a style like jazz or opera, or a composer. If you want to learn about Beethoven or Rachmaninoff, and just find some books in the library about that particular topic or person. Ask the librarian if you need help because they can help you find some great books. So
So
that is easy.
you're
Hmm.
talking about books as in doing like a unit study, all about the
Could be.
violin, all about or anything,
Hmm.
Beethoven or musicals in general or whatnot, right?
Yes,
Okay,
yes. Now, if
cool.
you want to learn about the orchestra, one of my favorite books is The Story of the Orchestra by Robert Levine, and it has a CD in it. So when they're talking about the different, maybe families of the orchestra or a different instrument or a composer who wrote for a particular instrument,
Uh-huh.
the CD actually has the music on it. That's with that book. So
Okay.
that's a fun one. All right, let's go to number three,
Perfect.
apps. We all love apps, and you can get these on your phone or your iPad. And I just have a few that I have found. Oh, thank you for sharing that link.
That's
Great.
why I was looking. I was busy looking. So
Yay.
I'm taking notes and I couldn't
Okay.
find the exact link. So I'll look for it in a second, but
Okay.
I wanted to focus.
Yes, it's a musicinourhomeschool.com, and it's resource recommendations,
Oh,
something
there it
like
is.
that.
Okay, wait.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll find
Okay,
it.
so apps. Here's a few that are really good. ABC Music, Band Blast, Bandimal, Staff Wars. One of my favorites is Flash Note Derby and Coach Guitar, which helps you with playing guitar. So some of these are for music theory. Some of these are for learning about instruments at the orchestra. So lots of fun apps.
Okay. And list one of them again. What did you say? Band something?
There's one called Band Blast and one called Bandimal, like
Band.
animal,
Okay.
bandimal.
Okay.
Funny.
Bandable. Okay.
Yeah.
Apps. And then so when you're listening on the apps, what would be something that I would find on like Bandable? What would I find on that?
Well, let me tell you about Flash Note Derby. It's like a horse race. And so it's a game that you're trying to name the note names as quickly as you can to, it's
Oh,
like a race. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. So
oh,
you're learning how to music theory that way.
okay. I have a 17-year-old that would be very interested in that. So, and I'll look again after, and
Uh-huh.
I will add any of the links that you're talking about. I'll add the link to the resource that you said that had all these on there so that everybody can
Mm-hmm.
find them so I can focus more. So,
Okay.
okay.
Sure.
Okay. So movies, books, and apps. What's number 4?
Yes. Number 4 is websites. One of my
Okay.
favorites is called Classics for Kids. And
Oh,
that one actually has a bunch of podcasts on it about different composers. They
oh,
have games, there's music downloads, videos. It's a really great website. So
okay.
that one's Classics for Kids.
Classic.
Number 5 is to do a lap book about music. Now, I know that through the years I've been homeschooling, we've done a lot of lap books, and there are some for music too. Let me give you a couple of companies that have these. Homeschool in the Woods, Amanda Bennett's Download and Go. She has one for composers.
Okay.
Journey Through Learning has some that go along with the Maestro Classics CDs. So if
Okay.
you've heard of those before.
Yeah.
And then Hands of a Child has some music
Okay.
appreciation lap books as well.
Very cool. Now, I'm just going to say that if anybody is out here watching this replay, you're going to love having the pause button. Okay.
Or
Oops.
when you do get that link, all of these are listed there.
Okay.
I
Okay.
have them all.
Okay. Perfect.
All right. Number 6 is to find a local choir, band, orchestra, or musical theater company to join.
Okay.
So I know in my particular area, we have lots of variety of these. There's a private Christian school near us that allows allows homeschoolers to join the band and the choir there. My boys did band there for a number of years.
Okay.
Sometimes public schools will allow you to join their band or choir. You have to check with your particular public school and see what the rules are there in your state or area. It's different everywhere for that.
Okay.
There are some homeschool co-ops and homeschool groups that have musical programs to join. And then there's community.
Excuse me.
Community choirs, orchestras, and musical theater groups. A lot of these are audition groups. And just check and see what you have in your area, because this is a really fun way to get involved.
Okay.
We've especially done a lot with the musical theater group around here, and I direct with them, and almost all of my kids have enjoyed that.
Oh, do you?
It's
I
not
have
on
one
stage.
of my kids does too.
Yeah. Even if some of them just work backstage.
Yeah.
They don't want to be on stage.
Which is a great side note. So even if the kids aren't musically inclined, NASA doesn't send spaceships to the moon without somebody that's in charge of nuts and bolts and track.
Yeah.
And and my husband worked for NASA for a few years. That's why I use that as a thing. There's such a team effort when you're involved in something like musical theater. The stage hands, the setup crew, the people that are making sure the safety pins are there for costumes or whatnot. So local. Okay. Very cool. So
okay, here's number 7 is to add music at your own homeschool co-op. If you're a part of a co-op that doesn't have music, see if you could find a mom that could teach something related to music. Okay. At the co-op that my kids go to, we have another mom that has taught recorder one year. This past year, she did bucket drumming, which is really, they loved that. That was so fun. Yeah. I've taught some music appreciation and music history classes all the way up through high school level, and preschool music and movement classes. And I love doing that. Okay. So number 8 kind of relates to that preschool. If you just get some percussion instruments at your house, play along with, turn on some music and play with them. Get a tambourine or a drum, some rhythm sticks, and play along with your kids. They'll start to learn how to play with a steady beat or to do some syncopation, and how the different styles have different rhythms to them. So
we have one of those. We have a cajon, the box drum that you sit on. The boys love that thing. So they'll take it outside and one will be playing and the other will be banging on the thing. And it's amazing how quickly they improve by doing that.
Yeah.
It's really cool. So get some kind, even pots and pans, although even the table or like playing with different things.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool. Okay. Percussion.
No. All right. Number 9 is to dance. Dancing is musical too. So you might want to pick a particular style and just look up some YouTube videos and learn how to do some of those.
Oh, I love it.
Dance styles. Maybe it's ballet or Irish dancing or hip hop. And the Just Dance videos, those are really fun. Kids enjoy those.
That's fun. I wouldn't have thought, although that makes perfect sense because it's music and it's motion and it's rhythm, I wouldn't have put dance on a list. So that's fantastic.
Right.
Yeah, just dance.
So some kids or even moms may be more inclined toward dancing than an instrument or something like that. All right, so number 10 is to find music lessons online. One of the problems that a lot of moms face is that they either live in an area where maybe there's not the music teacher that they need for the instrument their child wants to learn, or it's way too expensive, or just logistically, maybe they have little kids, it's just they can't figure out how to get there. So a lot of teachers are doing it online now. And you can do lessons through Skype. You could do group lessons, and that makes it less expensive. So I have a bunch of those listed. And that is a really great way to get some private music lessons in.
Do you do music lessons online?
I personally don't.
Okay, because I do know somebody that does online lessons for piano and organ, and I also know somebody that does guitar online, both personal friends of mine. So just a shout out to anybody, if you're interested in online piano, organ, or guitar, just drop it in the comments and I'll get the links to you. Because I wanted to,
they could live anywhere and you could live anywhere.
Yes, I love technology. I love that you and I are 1,200. I don't like that we're 1,200 miles apart, but I like that we're 1,200 miles apart, but in the same place and time.
Yeah.
So, this is huge. So music lessons online are very accessible. It's how my son he taught himself how to play guitar via YouTube.
So did my oldest son.
Really?
Same thing. Free lessons on YouTube.
Amazing.
So that's just start there.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work out for you, there's video lessons too. Some teachers have pre-recorded lessons, and those have been very helpful, maybe especially for beginners, to get started in a lesson in their instrument.
Okay.
So that was number 11 is video lessons.
Oh, okay. Thank you for saying that, because I was still squeezing it in number 10.
Yes, it kind of goes together. All right, number 12. Make sure you occasionally listen in the background. If your kids are not used to listening to classical music and you'd like them to get some more music appreciation that way, turn it on occasionally, the classical station when you're driving in the car. I say start with maybe 5 minutes. And when they start, the kids start to complain, say, hey, it's only 5 minutes. Let's listen for 5 minutes. And then you just like get them used to it. And then you can change back to their normal station. But that way they're really getting, learning what different styles of music are like. The orchestra, maybe a little opera, and they're widening their palettes.
Right.
I also love the, thought I had this as a separate one, but it looks like it's not. I also love the Maestro Classics CDs. If you've never seen those before, they're music appreciation, and they're filmed by a world-class orchestra, and the conductor actually narrates some of it and explains. He's teaching about the composer, he's teaching about the music. Sometimes he'll pull out something from the symphony or whatever the music is and say, do you hear this? And you'll have a little lesson about it. So those are really neat. They're called Maestro Classics.
Do you have links to those in your page? Okay, cool.
Yes.
Perfect.
Okay, number 13. This one also relates to if you need a teacher for your children, but it's too expensive and you need an idea, trade your talents with that teacher. You probably have something that they need. Maybe you could teach their children science or writing, Or maybe you could clean their house, or you could do yard work, or you could cook meals, and you could trade back and forth that way. And they could teach your children piano or voice
That
or
is a great
saxophone,
idea.
whatever it is.
Get creative.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. My husband did that for me one time, not music related. He traded computer service to then have a professional organizer come help me
Oh.
organize the house. Now, I showed you the room that I'm sitting in before this. That was 3 houses ago. So I
Okay.
need to have her come again. This is, yeah. But anyway, you can really barter some amazing things.
Yeah, organizing, that's another good one. Or computer, like you said.
Or computer or
Tech work.
whatnot. But trading and be creative, because everybody has a skill or a talent that they can add value. I know there's I have a neighbor in my last neighborhood. I used to always gift wrap her Christmas presents for her because I love it. And she has panic attacks when the gift wrap comes. So be creative, because you really can't trade for things. So, okay, number 14.
That's awesome. All right, number 14. Did you know that there are pre-made playlists on almost all of the music sites that you can use, like Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Prime Music? If you just type in something like a composer's name or a style like bluegrass, it'll come up with a pre-made playlist for you, and you can use that as you're studying that particular instrument or composer or style of music.
Okay, very cool.
So say you wanted to listen to Vivaldi, but you have no idea what the best Vivaldi music are. You just type in best of Vivaldi, and those are already there for you.
That is,
people have put them in there.
And that's important when you're stepping into a different category of music that you're unfamiliar with, because you might pick some of those songs that nobody wants to listen to.
Exactly.
And then you'll never convince
How do you know it's really good? Not everything's good.
Very cool. Okay, number 15.
Number 15 is to use a music education curriculum. I've reviewed a whole bunch of these for my website, musicinourhomeschool.com. And some of my favorites are the ones from Bright Ideas Press. Squilt, SQUILT, which stands for Super Quiet, Uninterrupted Listening Time.
Oh, I like that.
So yeah, Squilt.
Okay.
From Mary Prather. And ZZOC has a really great music appreciation curriculum. So those are great because they have either the musical links or the CDs right there with it, and it tells you exactly what to teach. And you really don't have to know any music in order to teach with these. And then, Karen also has some great music courses, and that's actually leading to number 16, and that's to use self-paced online courses. And this is my passion, to write these online courses, because I found that this is really the easiest way for a parent to teach music in their homeschool. You just plug in the online course, and it tells you exactly what to play. The videos are right there for you, the printables or whatever else you need, online quizzes. It's all right there. And I have a website, and I believe that Becky is linking to that too, where it has, I have 3 high school music appreciation, music history courses. So you can use these for high school credit in fine arts. And these are good for a kid that doesn't know anything or doesn't care about music, but needs a fine arts credit. And really every child should have at least one fine arts credit. Or a child that wants to be a music major, and they really need the background before they head off to college about the different musical styles and things. So there you go. So there's and I'm going to way for a 25% discount to my course site, and you can get this off any of the courses there. I have 7 for elementary students. 15-minute music lessons is one of my most popular ones. And I have
that linked in there too, for sure, because I grabbed 2 that I thought would be a good introduction. I'm typing and talking at the same time. So here's the link to the actual page that has, when you click there, you'll get to Gena's school, and you'll see that she has a beautiful collection of classes. But just for the sake of time, I wanted you to explain two of the classes.
Okay.
So start with the 15-minute music lessons, because that's one of the ones I thought,
Okay.
everybody can find 15 minutes.
Right. And that's what I wanted. I was like, sometimes you think, okay, I'm teaching science and history and handwriting and phonics, and how am I going to fit in music too? Well,
Right.
15 minutes, even if it's just once a week. So
Right.
the 15-minute music lesson course has 15 of them, and there are a variety of different topics, and they're fun. Oh, yes. Thank you so much, Karen. She says she loves my courses. Don't forget great hymns and the folk songs. Thank you.
Yes.
And she has a great one for Christmas too, and that's linked on that page as well.
Oh, okay.
So the 15-minute music lessons are popular because moms have found they can really do it. Their kids enjoy them. They enjoy doing it with them. Everything's right there for them, and it doesn't take very long. And they're learning some music along the way.
And it's very cost effective too. It's not a lot of money. And I think that we can overthink things and we can make our lives really complicated. But I love that you paired making it achievable for all of us to get to, with it being accessible and easy for us to incorporate in our lives.
Yes.
Yeah. We always need to be careful about adding art and science and dance and bug etymology and how to drive and change cars and how to cook. We can overload our kids like crazy.
Overload, yes.
But like you said, once a week, 15 minutes, that's totally doable. And we're really enriching our kids in ways that you can't measure what adding music appreciation or music lessons and just enriching their lives. It does so much for the well-being and the roundedness of our kids to add those things in. So super important. So I have my eye on that one, but I haven't looked at it. So that says elementary.
Yes, that's more for elementary students.
And then this new one, you just launched a new class called A Year of Charlotte Mason Music Lessons, right?
Yes.
Brand new.
Right.
And so I just learned in my second interview, I did one with Anna Willis from They Call Me Blessed. And so we were chatting about Charlotte Mason, and I went, I'm a Charlotte Mason homeschooler.
And you didn't know it.
I have been for 20 years and I didn't even know it. So tell me about what is this class about? A Year of Charlotte Mason Music. What is that?
Well, Charlotte Mason, an educator from the 1800s, encouraged the kids to really get to know one particular composer for a length of time. She said, you want to study Beethoven for a whole term, 3 months or so, and listen to lots of his music so you get to know his style. So that's what I did with this course. It has only 3 composers. It's 9 months. So every 3 months, you'll switch composers. So there's 3 composers that you learn. And then Charlotte Mason also encouraged learning hymns and folk songs. So each month you'll learn either a hymn or a folk song. So it's not too much. It's very doable. It's very rich, and it's fun.
And relevant, even though these composers are not around anymore.
Right, right.
Or the hymns that you think are so old. We did a hymn study a couple years ago where we just picked one hymn a week, where we would use it as copy work, and then we would talk about it, and then we would sing it, or first we would listen to it a few times, and then we would sing it together. And it's amazing how deep and intertwined it gets into our life. Music is powerful. There's, the music is powerful. Music is really powerful.
It is. It is.
It transforms.
I think most people enjoy it, and they may not realize that they would like certain types of music just because they haven't been exposed to it yet.
Right.
And so that's another goal of mine, is to let kids learn more than what they've heard before.
Right. And it's so important. One of the things you touched on it in a lot of these things, movies, books, apps, um, percussion, dance, all these things. One of the things I didn't know that it was Charlotte Mason, but I'm an immersive homeschool mom,
Okay.
and I'm a hands-on, all in. I always called it thematic, where, I'd pick a golden thread of what it was that we were learning, and then we would just dive in. We'd get the living books, and we'd look for, I shared a story on the last interview, I think, that I did, that I was trying to teach the kids about Native Americans, and they weren't paying attention. So we made some ketchup cookies as an experiment that caught their attention. Like, what do you mean ketchup cookies? And then we took our cookies and we went to a trail where we hiked. I knew where there was an Indian grinding stone.
Oh.
And so we hiked into the woods with our cookies, and the kids gathered acorns, and they ground the acorns where the Native Americans ground acorns. And then we read the story. And so as we go into studying anything, Native Americans, the Civil War, I use history as my golden thread. Whenever we're studying something, we search for music of the times, or music of that area, or that time period or place in the world. And it'll be, like you're saying, softly playing in the background. My youngest son loves the Civil War. And when we did the Civil War lap book, that as he's working on that in the background, he's got the what do you call them? The fife and drums playing in the background. So he's got little marching things going, and and you can find playlists. Like, we found a 2-hour long playlist of the Civil War
music. Yep.
Fantastic. So really amazing, because like when you smell something that grandma used to make and you go, I remember when, and now you're 4 and you're remembering what it smelt like, felt like.
Yeah.
Music does that too. When you hear that song, whatever it is, that it triggers your memory back. So if it's something like the Civil War music, if I were to play that again today, he would be remembering the lessons that he learned as he was studying the Civil War. It connects your memory in a beautiful way. So it's why they use music, right? Piano music with dementia and Alzheimer's patients.
Yeah, music therapy, very big.
Yeah, it's huge. It's very huge. So making sure that I didn't miss anything. Making sure, I think, so 16 points. Now you're going to guide me. You're going to walk me through. So I'm on your website, and I want to pull up this list so that I can.
Okay.
So where do I go?
So if it's music in ourhomeschool.com, right at the top, you should see something that says recommendations.
Oh, okay, right in front of me. Okay, and this is music
and
lesson.
Then if you scroll to the bottom of that page, there is a printable that has all 16 of these listed.
Oh, there it is. Okay, so if they go to this page, scroll to the bottom, then they can get it. Okay, so let me grab the link, because I think this is very valuable. I'm going to talk through them again one last time before we go, but I want to grab the link before I forget. For anybody, my mom used to always say, Becky, don't try to walk and chew gum at the same time. Honey, you just can't do it. So, okay, resource printable. Now they can't, I got to spell it right. Printable. I will add this to the actual printable so that people can grab it. But that is the link that gets you to this resource guide. And then when you scroll to the bottom of the page, there's a graphic that it says download the free printables, and then you drop your name and your email, and then you get it right there sent to your email.
Right.
Okay, perfect. So 16 easy ways to bring music into your child's life. Movies. Number 2 is books. Number 3 is apps. Number 4 is websites. And that would be, tell me about websites again. My brain went blank. So I would go to websites specifically about music.
Yeah, there's good ones, but my favorite is Classics for Kids.
That's right. Okay, classics for kids. And then number 5 is lap books. And lap books are things like, this is a history pocket book, but they have music lap books or about composers or musical instruments, that kind of thing.
Yes.
Number 6 is think local. Because we need to debunk the myth that homeschoolers are antisocial. So you need to mingle with your local people. So choir, band, musical theater, church, being a part of the praise and worship bands. My son is one of the worship leaders at church. So those kinds of things. Then thinking co-op, if you're involved in a co-op and they don't have music, start working on bringing music into the co-op.
Right.
Even if you are not the musically talented one, you can start reaching out and incorporating them. Number 8 is bring percussion in any way, shape, or form. So drumsticks, cajones, pots and pans, just percussion, drums,
tambourine,
silent drum.
triangle.
Yes, drum pads, like practice pads, because they're quiet. So if you're like sound sensitive, I wouldn't start with a full drum set.
No, maybe not.
My boys would love that. Oh my goodness. Number 9 is dance, which is like do the hokey pokey or whatever you're doing. And then the Just Dance, that was is that a website or?
It's actually a game. I think it was like on Xbox or Nintendo, but they have videos on YouTube now.
Okay.
So Just Dance. So you can find them on YouTube.
Okay.
Oh, it was Wii. That's what it was.
Okay. See, we have a Wii. We don't have a lot of I thought I saw a question. We don't have a lot of video games in our house. I think it's because the noise drives me personally nuts. I just would rather see the boys running outside than playing them. But we do have a Wii, so I can look and see. Number 10 was finding music lessons online. And I know I have a couple resources that can help point people in the direction, but I want to encourage anybody that's watching this now or on the replay, if you're looking for specific music lessons, ask us, because it's likely that Gena is like me, where she's been homeschooling a long time and she knows people.
And I did link to some on that page there.
Okay, perfect.
But we could find more ideas.
Exactly.
Too.
And so there's people that can help you help your kids in any way. Number 11 is video-based lessons. Number 12 is just subtly put it in the background. 5 minutes in the car or as you're doing dishes. We do a lot of racing to the music in the house.
Oh.
The magic trick with boys, all you have to say is on your mark, get set, go, and they'll pretty much do anything. But we try to beat the song. So whatever the song is, let's fold the laundry before the song is over.
Oh, I love that idea.
So music like that is good. See, and you kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You get the music in and you get the laundry done.
Yeah, there you go.
Number 13 is to trade talents. So if you can't afford the lessons, but you know that's what you want, find something that you have, either a talent or something that you can trade for the lessons. Number 14 is use the pre-made playlists. You gave us so much, like this is gold stuff. I hope everybody realizes this is amazing. Number 15 is use traditional music curriculum. Things like you called it Bright something. I only got the word bright down.
Bright Ideas Press.
Bright Ideas Press
has a good one. Squilt.
And Zeezok.
Yeah, Zeezok.
Okay.
Those are linked on that page too.
Okay, perfect. And then your self-paced online courses. So they're easy, right? You sign up and then they are just what you said. They're self-paced. You start and you can go however fast or slow through the lessons.
You could do them this year for one kid, and 5 years, do it for another kid. It's lifetime access.
Lifetime access. And you also have a guarantee so they can get into the class and they can see if it's a good fit, if they like your teaching styles and stuff, which I love that. And the other thing is, the last thing in regards to the self-paced classes is there a too fast pace for people to go? Because music, you don't want to rush,
You
right?
know, I don't think so. I don't think there's too fast.
Okay.
If it's something you want to immerse, like say, let's do 6 weeks and really immerse in music, and then do 6 weeks and really immerse in art, I think that's fine.
Right. Okay. Cool. So, and then, so those classes are available. They're in the link to this video, and then they're in the download. I'll add the link to that resource guide in there.
And your code.
And
your
the code.
coupon code.
The code is Better Way, right?
Yes, for 25% off, but only for a week. So
yes. So you want to do it. You want to do it quickly and get in. And I would highly recommend them. So I have 1, 2, 3 high schoolers this next year, and this is a really easy way to take music classes like this to earn them either half a credit or a full credit towards high school. And a lot of homeschoolers don't realize that you can use classes like what you offer to earn high school credit. And it's super, it's an amazing thing to add to their tool belt. So it's not just credit, but it's something where you're enriching their life and enriching their souls too. So I think it's super, super fantastic. Okay, I'm just going to scroll through. I don't think there are questions, so I'm just looking. So going back, Karen had said, don't forget the great hymns and the folk songs. They're great. And then she also said that music is a wonderful way of anchoring some of our most favorite memories and emotions, which is so true. Which is just so true. I was sharing with my list this morning, or I had shared I'm reading the book The Martian to my boys on vacation coming up, and and if you've ever read that book, it starts with the F-bomb on the very first line, and so it's very like, how would you respond if you're stranded on Mars? And if you weren't necessarily a believer. So the words that would come out of your mouth are harsh. So I took the book and I showed my son, and I went like this, and I pointed to the F word, and I said, okay, if you are ever stranded on Mars and you can't contact NASA to get a ride home, you have my permission to use this word. But in the book, he talks about, and in the movie for sure, he talks about digging through the other astronauts' stuff because he's bored and he's going out of his mind and he's looking for resources, and he stumbles upon the music of one of his roommates. Do you know this story?
I saw the movie, but it was a long time ago.
Oh my gosh, it's so good. So he talks about just being tortured by this person's love of disco music. So I fully plan on having a playlist of disco going in the background, and
that's
doing the
great. Next time
music, it all ties in. And so when they're listening to the oldies music later, it'll connect to, I'm not allowed to use that word. ABBA.
Yeah, there you go, Becky.
ABBA and the Bee Gees. Yay. And yes, I love all the music in the movies too. So I love it. So, okay, I'm not seeing any more questions. So we'll go ahead and wrap up and respect time. But thank you so much. This has been so, it's easy for homeschoolers. You've been homeschooling a long time.
Yes. Right? For the whole time. So 18
so
years.
18 years. I'm at 20 something. I stopped counting after 20. But it's so easy to get tripped up on teaching your kids to read, or how to solve the quadratic equation, or how to write a 5-paragraph essay, or how to do the scientific method. And all those things are important and they fit in. But we do neglect, or we can push aside, the things that would seem not important, the things that don't fall under that core of the academics per se. And I just want to encourage, looking back, over 20 years, the things that I wish I had spent more time focusing on are things just like this. I wish I had wrapped more music, more art, more dance, more exploration into homes. It's very, very, very rich. So Thank you for sharing your heart with
You're
us.
welcome. It's
Super
been a
excited.
pleasure.
Yay. So thank you. I'm going to say goodbye to you and then I'll
All
be
right.
right back.
See
So
ya.
okay. Wasn't that amazing? I told you, she has such a wealth of information to share with us. One of the best parts about having guest speakers on is that they are coming and they are sharing their heart's passion with us. And when somebody is speaking from that place of passion, what you get is solid gold wisdom. I'm telling you, if you can just cherry pick from each one of these speakers something that applies, something that fits into your homeschooling journey, you will enrich your walk, you will delight your kids, and you will find that, like me, 20 years down the road or 10 years down the road, you'll look back and you will have built up lifelong learners with your kids. It's fantastic. So do yourself a favor. Grab the printable. It's in the descriptions. So grab the printable that has Gena's links and use the link and use that code Better Way to get your 25%. I'm going to encourage you to pick something and give it a test spin. You have 30 days to check it out. And if you don't like it, then she has that money back guarantee. But you're going to love it because it's amazing. So check that out. There's also a code in there for one of my products that you can get 40% off. So take a look at that and see if that's a good fit for you as well. And then there's a link to my website that has a link. You can get all the printables and see all of the interviews that I've done so far. Each and every one of the guests that have been on have brought this level of amazingness to each and every one of us. So I want to encourage you to follow that link and get the printable that has all the resources from all of the speakers. So anyway, I hope you guys were as blessed as I was. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. The next speaker happens after my vacation. I think it happens on July 22nd or 3rd. So watch for that. There'll be another notification. But thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time. And be sure you go visit Gena's site and give her a shout out about how amazing that was. Have a wonderful day.